Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your continued support and thank you for choosing our show. I want us to go straight as we begin this analysis by reading what President William Samoei Ruto posted on this X handle. Because in this video, I want to show you what fallacy is. William Ruto is saying this: peace and security in our region has significantly been boosted by the close collaboration between us and our partners around the world. As a result, we have substantially rolled back the threat of terrorism, radicalization, violent extremism, and organized crime. The leadership in the region will continue to remain vigilant against these destabilizing crimes and safeguard the gains of peace, stability, democracy, and economic growth. I met Central Intelligence Agency, otherwise known as CIA, Director William J. Burns at State House, Nairobi. I want you to take note of a few things. They are mentioning what they feel are threats to our security and peace, and they say they have rolled back terrorism, radicalization, violent extremism, and organized crime. Now, I just want you to want to read just two comments only. Someone who is very daring, and sometimes some of these people should be protected because I fear we are living under very precarious times. Somebody here, and I want to pray that this person is not in Kenya. He's telling William Ruto, but Mr. President, according to Robert Alai, you yourself were involved in terrorism activities. And sometimes back, Robert Alai was saying that this is the violence children of Baringo are going through. Remember that Deputy President William Ruto is accused of arming one of the warring sides with guns. Those were serious allegations when William Ruto was the deputy president and Raila Amolo Odinga had a handshake with Uhuru Kenyatta. So Robert Alai was charged and he was attacking William Samoei Ruto. Today he has switched camps. He's now praising William Ruto. In fact, in one of his tweets, he said William Ruto is the best president. He has never been involved in killing like his predecessors. That is just but one of the other person is saying the jokes write themselves. Everyone knows what the CIA do. I don't know. The last one is, and this one is the one that caught my attention, that man, it's ironic to hear of peace and security when abductions target those who dare question your leadership or demand accountability. Real security would mean protecting all voices, not silencing critics through fear and force. Take note of those answers. Then I want to go to another tweet, and this tweet came from the US Embassy, Nairobi. A few days ago, Meg Whitman, who is our prefect, the US ambassador to Kenya, the one who controls what is happening, I told you our president is just but a conduit that takes orders. You will all know that IEBC, as constituted by now, has got no commissioners. And so a few days ago, Meg Whitman met Marjan Hussein Marjan, who is the CEO. And after that meeting, this is what she said. IEBC's ability to support democracy in Kenya is at risk without the recruitment of commissioners or parliamentary action to provide IEBC funding for voter registration, by-elections, and other election activities. The United States supports Kenya's democracy through USAID. So they are saying that they are calling upon the government to fast track or to expedite the appointment of commissioners so that it carries out its mandate. And they're saying that they support Kenya's democracy. And I want you to underline that word, Kenya's democracy. That is what they're talking about. So just two answers. Someone told them, the problem is Mr. Ruto must go. He wants to impose the Surgoi constitution. That's why he doesn't want to initiate the formation of a new IEBC commissioners. We want the process to start immediately so that we can recall the dysfunctional MPs and Ruto home. Then the other person is saying, why are you involving yourself in our internal matters? What are you gaining from all that? Why can't you go back to America and prepare for the upcoming elections? We are perfectly fine without you, without your support. Ladies and gentlemen, you can feel what people or how people feel when America speaks. And the reason why I read those two tweets is because I told you I want to expose the fallacy that is in America's relationship between William Ruto and, and the US. The first tweet was talking about what they feel are hindrance to peace in the country. And once again, they are saying that William Ruto is saying that it is terrorism, radicalization, violent extremism, and organized crime. Ladies and gentlemen, William Samoei Ruto, under his watch, under his leadership, under the police, William Ruto is the commander-in-chief of all the armed forces, is presiding over abductions. And Meg Whitman has been quiet, diplomats have been quiet, EU is not, European Union is not talking about it, the British High Commission office is not talking about it, all the ambassadors, the German ambassador, all of them are quiet as abductions are taking place. An ambassador represents his or her country. Whatever she or he comes out to say is the position of their country. And so when you see Meg Whitman talking, that is the position of Washington, D.C. That is the position of White House. And therefore, when you hear Meg Whitman talk, that is the voice of Joe Biden. That is number one. Number two, diplomats, especially US, does not just speak on a matter unless they feel it is of urgent need, it is of paramount measure, or it is something that is so urgent. So realizing that we don't have an IEBC commissioners, this argument found itself at the court when people are saying that the DP nominee Kithure Kindiki cannot be sworn in because whoever cleared him did that against the constitution, because it is only the IEBC that can clear. Then US realized that there is something here that will be an hindrance to what they want, because they don't want things that slow down the progress of what they want, their machinations like GMO, LGBTQ, and all what have you. Then she spoke about it, meaning they feel it is of paramount significance and very important. When you see William Ruto meeting the CIA and you see they are there with Nordin Haji, and then they feel that abduction is never a threat to peace, it's never a threat to security. They are so much concerned about external aggression rather than the internal aggression that is coming from within. Then we are left perturbed. No wonder someone is telling them there that the greatest hindrance to peace is this government. It's very funny that they are talking about peace in our country when the president, who is the commander-in-chief, watches as police abduct. Just yesterday, Boniface Mwangi was abducted. The other day it was Njagi, and all the people, some of them are dead, some are missing. We don't know where they are as we speak. We don't know where Maverick Aoko is. We cannot, verify by now whether it is the police, but chances are that that is what is happening. And so I have done this video to show you that when we feel that the US should speak about things that matter most, like abduction, because this is the time that we felt that they should have come out and condemned these abductions, they are quiet. And then when they meet, when Ruto finally meets the CIA director, we are told about violent extremism. We are told about uh, radicalization. We are told about terrorism. Do you know people can get radicalized because you deal with them in a cruel manner as if they are not human beings? And in this video, I just wanted to call out the USA, the US ambassador, our diplomats, ambassadors, to come out and condemn in the strongest terms possible what Kenyans are going through. This is now the second time when the Azimio protesters were being killed. Meg Whitman never said anything. When Gen Zs were being killed, I think as a result of pressure, because people are now saying that we need to visit US Embassy, we need to visit IMF, they pretended as if they were talking to William Ruto. Just talks, mere talks, empty talks that do not have any action. And as a person who lives in Kenya, I feel very bad that these people still talk about democracy. What was Meg Whitman saying there? Meg Whitman is saying that the United States supports Kenya's democracy through US aid. What democracy are they talking about when people are being abducted? We want them to come out and not only talk about terrorism, not only talk about the IEBC. Yes, it is good, but they should also talk about these abductions, because we exercise democracy by criticizing the government. If the government cannot really tolerate dissenting voices, then what are we talking about? Why are we so much worried about Al-Shabaab and Al-Qaeda, yet the government itself is abducting her own children? This loud silence is something that must be called out, because we know that William Ruto is the new kid on the block. So much obsessed about climate change, taking our policemen to Haiti, doing everything. He lifted the ban on GMO. He has allowed them to do everything. Even the new university funding model, I understand, is from IMF. They want to ensure that they leave back a very impoverished country, one that does not have anything, impoverished in terms of literacy, in terms of resources and everything. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is the fallacy that I was talking about. There is no way William Ruto meets the CIA boss with the NIS and they talk about how they want to counter terrorism and extremism and all this, yet people are abducted, they don't talk about it. There is no way Meg Whitman is going to talk to us about democracy and IEBC, yet when people try to exercise their democratic rights and process, they are being butchered, tortured, injured, they are quiet about it. They speak very selectively on what they feel is important to them. Let us have a holistic way of looking at democracy, a holistic way of looking at security if we want to succeed. I don't know what to think, but that is my take.